All right, microphone check, 1, 2. What is this? The 5-foot assassin with the roughneck business. Once again, my name is Noel A. Booker with Business Credit Builder. And today we're going to talk about how to build credit for your EIN that's not linked to your social. I got this backwards. Hold on one second. Hold on. Oh, it's gonna be over here. Shoot. My bad. I got that messed up. Okay. Okay, yeah. Now we talking. Okay. Boom. Okay, everybody. Thank y'all for coming. My name is Noel A. Booker Sr. with Business Credit Builder. And what we do at Business Credit Builder is we help entrepreneurs and small business owners build their business credit and access funding. Okay? And we do that without even having to use your social. And this happens to be the free money edition, which means that I'm going to tell you the story about how I started and I learned about business credit. All right? I'm going to tell you this story. And this is how I know business credit works. Okay? So let's get started. My name is Noel A. Booker Sr. Here goes my contact information. And you notice there's 2 buttons at the bottom. The green button is how you can get a free guide on how to build business credit. You just go to businesscreditbuilder.us/free guide. Okay? And I'm gonna tell you some more websites that's gonna start with businesscreditbuilder.us, and then I'm gonna say / and then whatever it is, right? So the next one is how to get a free business credit consultation. And that is when you want to talk to me about the services that we provide, okay? Whether or not it's building a website, accounting services, building your business credit, applying for loans and stuff like that. You just schedule your free business credit consultation, all right? By going to /consult. Boom, there we go. All right. Let me give you some background information on who I am. I was born and raised in New York City. I went to Morehouse College and I studied accounting. My first job out of Morehouse College was at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel Company in the corporate office. And I also have always been entrepreneurial. And I started a company called MediaNet USA Incorporated. And what we do at MediaNet USA is accounting and bookkeeping services for small businesses. We build websites for small businesses. And now we talk about business credit and how I got to talk about business credit, right? So I got a client named Jay. He has a freight company and I'm working for him in his office doing his accounting, right? And I actually started with him as a temporary, okay? And then he hired me on, right? So then after he hired me on, he started hiring me to do websites, right? So I noticed every time I did a website, $250,000 hit the bank, right? Every time I did a website, he has many different companies, right? So every time I set up a company and did the website, $250,000 hit the bank. So I said, Jay, I need to make some money. Can you find something for me to do? He said, this is what you do. He said, go find a company and we'll do a deal with that company and you can make some money on the deal, right? I said, all right, bet. So I went to my boy named Philly Phil. Philly Phil was sitting on a company that he wasn't doing nothing with. I told him what I was seeing. He said, all right, let's go for it, right? So I did the same things that I did for his companies. Set up the website, set up some stuff for him, setting up the business. And then for my boy Philly Phil, 6 months later, we got a line of credit with Chrysler. And we walked out of Chrysler with 4 brand spanking new vans that we run on Amazon now. Okay? And we did that without a personal credit check. Okay? So I know it could be done. Now I'm gonna tell you more about Jay later on in the presentation, right? And how he was getting that free money. All right? I ain't get to that part yet, but I'm gonna tell you about it. All right, let's build some business credit. I'm gonna show you how to do it. All right, here we go. Let's get started. Business credit. Well, what is business credit? Business credit is credit that is obtained in a business name. With business credit, the business builds its own credit profile and credit score. With an established credit profile and score, the business will then qualify for credit. Okay? This credit is in the business name and based on the business's ability to pay, not the business owner's ability to pay. Okay? Since the business qualifies for the credit, in some cases, there is no personal credit check required from the business owner. The business can use this credit to qualify for revolving store credit cards like Staples, Lowe's, Sam's Club, Costco, BP, Walmart, MasterCard, Visa, American Express. The business can also qualify for credit lines and loans once you have business credit. Okay. Before we move forward, I just want to say that I'm going to go pretty fast. So make sure you take notes. Okay. You can take screenshots or whatever you need to do to make it happen. All right. And then I'll have some intervals where you can ask questions. If you got a question, you can type it in the chat box, or you can raise your hand so we can open your mic. And we just do it. We get the information out there. Okay. So let's do it. Ooh, you know what? I don't got no water. Okay. A credit profile can be built for a business that is completely separate from the business owner's personal credit profile. This gives the business owners double the borrowing power, as they have both personal and business credit profiles built. Okay, here goes some benefits of business credit. The business credit scores are based only on whether the business pays its bills on time. A business owner can obtain credit much faster using the business credit profile versus their personal credit profile. Okay, so for personal credit, there are 5 factors that affect your personal credit. For business credit, there's 1 factor, and that's how you pay your bill, right? So these are the 5 factors that affect your personal credit: payment history, utilization, length of credit history, accumulation of new credit, and credit mix. You see that utilization, right? That's important because it's 30% of your score. That's significant, right? Of your score, the utilization, how much you use and how much is available, all right? Now, with business credit, Dun & Bradstreet has what they call a pay debt score. The pay debt score is from 0 to 100, okay? So 100 is the best that you can get. So if you have your score is around 100, then the creditors expect payment that it shows that you pay early. When you have close to 100, it shows that you pay your bills early, okay? If you got about an 80, that means you pay your bills on time. If you got about a 70, then that means you pay your bills about 14 days beyond the terms. 20, If you got about a 60, that means you pay your bills about 21 days beyond the terms, and so forth. You see that? So there's one factor that affects your business credit score, and that is how you pay your bill. Boom. Approval limits are much higher on business accounts versus personal accounts. Per the SBA, credit limits on business cards are usually 10 times higher than consumer credit. When done correctly, business credit can be built without a personal credit check. Business credit can quickly be obtained regardless of personal credit quality. And there is no personal credit check, no personal credit reporting of business accounts, which means the way we show you how to build your business credit, the accounts that you get report to the business credit reporting agencies and not the consumer credit reporting agencies. Most business credit can be obtained without the owner taking on personal liability or a personal guarantee. This means in case of default, the business owner's personal assets cannot be pursued. Okay, that's the whole reason you incorporate, to protect yourself from certain liability. When a business owner applies for financing, their business credit is reviewed. They don't have to ask you for permission to check your business credit reports. And when they deny you, they do not have to tell you why they denied you, contrary to consumer reporting agencies. Okay? Not having business credit established will get an owner declined for financing. Well, one, they're going to look at your business credit report, and they're going to see whether or not this business has a history of paying on time. All right? That's what they do. Just like when in the consumer world, right? They're going to look at your credit, and they're going to see what your credit score that tells them if you're paying on time. They're going to do that the same thing if you say that you're a business applying for something. Okay? There are no regulations that require the lenders to notify the business owner for their reason for denial, so most never know. Anyone can pull your business credit reports without your permission. Clients, prospects, potential buyers, even competitors can see your business information. This means they can see payment history, high credit limits, number of employees and revenue, past payment performance, and much more. Almost any business can get business credit as long as it has an EIN number and an entity set up. You don't need collateral. You don't need financials. You can even be a startup company. You just have to know the proper building steps, okay? So building business credit is a step-by-step process. Each step is needed for the next step. So there's no skipping steps. Comprende? Okay, check this out. All highly successful businesses have business credit. It's a rite of passage to ever reach true success. Okay, so check this out. What you are seeing now is what anybody can see for free. You would go to the Experian website. There's a place on their website that you can put your business name and address, or anybody's business name and address, and you can get this information for free. I'm gonna need to get up and get some water soon, so just know. I'm gonna have to get some water in a minute. All right. So look at this page here. This is Mars Incorporated. They're in McLean, Virginia. And the part that I want to bring to your attention is the trade lines. You see that? They have 22 trade lines. So let me go over what a trade line is, because the trade lines is the basis for building business credit. Just like to build a house, you have bricks. Well, with business credit, you have trade lines. The more trade lines you have, the stronger your business credit is. Similar to the house, the more bricks you have, the stronger your house is going to be, right? Okay. This is Publix, okay? Publix has 171 trade lines. You peep that? And Walmart. Walmart is the king of business credit, okay? So with Walmart, 80% of all the revenue that Walmart takes in comes from business credit. And this is how business is done, okay? So this is what they do. 80% of all the revenue that they take in comes from business credit. So they'll go to Bounty and they'll say, hey, Bounty, let me get a truckload of toilet paper. So the owner of Walmart, he don't go in his pocket to pay this. He don't call the accounting department to cut a check for this. The toilet paper shows up to the store. They put it on the shelf, right? Then we go in there and we buy it. Then they take our money and they go pay the bill. And Bounty says, hey, you did that good. Here's 5 truckloads. Keep flipping it, right? So that's all it is, right? We flipping, right? So this is how business is done at the big corporate level and at the small business level. Let's say at the corner store, right? The corner store, when the bread delivery comes, you're not paying for that right now. They're counting how many units came in, how many units went out. Business credit at the small business level and at the big, large corporate level. Business credit, okay? Well, how to build business credit for your EIN, that is not linked to your social. Let's get started. I did want to stop and ask anybody if they had any questions on what a trade line is. Because it's like really important that we understand that before we go forward. Does anybody have any questions on what a trade line is? Raise your hand, type in the chat box if you have a question. Okay, so we got some educated people here today. They know what a trade line is. So cool, let's move forward. Boom. Okay, business credit. All right, we got something up here. How do you obtain trade lines? Okay, that's a good question, but we haven't gotten to that yet. So, but I'm gonna show you how to do that. I just want you to understand what a trade line is. You go to a store, you set up an account, right? You set up an account at the store on credit, right? And you buy something on credit, which means you got the item, you didn't pay for it yet, they gave you an invoice, right? And then when you get that invoice, you pay that invoice. And then what happens when you pay that invoice, this is what happens. The company that gave you that credit, they send a report to the business credit reporting agencies. This report says XYZ company has an account with us. They have a limit of X amount of dollars with us, and they made a purchase and paid it off in X amount of days. And they send that report over to the business credit reporting agencies. The business credit reporting agencies put that on your credit report, your business credit report. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is one trade line. Any questions? Any questions? No? Okay. Boom. Okay, so check it. A business starts building a brand new credit profile, much the same as the consumer does. The business starts with no credit profile. The business gets approved for new credit that reports to the business credit reporting agencies. The business uses the credit and pays the bills timely. A positive business credit profile is established. As the business continues using the credit and pays bills timely, it will qualify for more credit. Oh, and thanks for that question, Ken. Okay, this is the first step, credibility. Credibility is the first step and is the most important step. Let me explain to you why it's the most important step. When you're applying for an account or credit or loan, they have an application. And from this application, this is how they're going to approve you. And they are set up to approve you just based on this, from this application. So you can get automatically approved just from the information on the application, all right? And each field that's on the application, they're actually doing something, okay? For instance, on the name portion, the box that you put your business name in, what they are doing is pulling up a database of all businesses with a similar business name and address as yours. And if it doesn't match up exactly, and I do mean exactly, to the letter, to the dash, to the space, to the periods, however your business is spelled, it has to match up exactly. And this is a computer matching this up. And if it doesn't match up exactly, then they can deny you, and they don't have to tell you why. What that means to a business owner is that you're rushing to do this application. You forget the dash. You abbreviated a word, and it didn't match up. They get you. And you keep doing this over and over. You say, hey, this thing don't work, all right? So you have to have this credibility piece is so important because you have to have this right to eliminate any red flags that might pop up before you have a problem. See, we set you up so that you can automatically get approved just from this information on the application. If you follow our instructions, you're gonna have this application right, and you're gonna fly right through automatic approval. You forget that dash, red flag, okay? So the perception lenders, vendors, and creditors have of your business is critical to the ability to build strong business credit. Before applying for business credit, a business must ensure it meets or exceeds all lender credibility standards. There are over 20 credibility points that are necessary for a business to have a strong, credible foundation. Okay, let's get started. Setting up your business, right? So the first thing that you need to do is go to the Secretary of State, get yourself a business name. In Georgia, it costs $100. Every state is different. New York is about $275. California is about $700 to $800. So every state is different on how they do this. It's very important that you use your exact business legal name. Your full business name should include any recorded DBA filings you will be using. Ensure your business name is exactly the same on your corporation papers, licenses, and bank statements. You can build business credit with almost any entity, corporate entity type. So when you go to the Secretary of State and ask to reserve your business name, they're going to ask you to select an entity. And what you need to know is that any entity can help you build business credit. But in order to separate your personal from your business liability, you must use an LLC, a limited liability corporation, or a corporation, okay? If you use a proprietorship or a partnership, then you are personally liable for whatever happens with this business, okay? That's what you need to know. Okay. EIN number. I'm not going to spend that much time on the EIN number. Y'all seem pretty educated. So I'm going to tell you the two things that you need to know, right? Two things that you need to know about the EIN. One is you need an EIN to build business credit. You cannot build business credit without an EIN number. And two, the EIN number is absolutely free. You go to irs.gov, takes you 15 minutes, and you get your EIN number, Johnny, on the spot right then and there. Boom. All right. Y'all can ask me questions if you need to know more about the EIN number.
I have a quick question.
Go ahead.
So with the EIN, what I found was like I have an article at the front of my name and then a comma, and they remove like the comma in the article. Is there anything that you foresee, or do you suggest people don't use articles in their name like B or A? Because it's not in there. So is there any
articles? What do you mean by articles in your name?
Like I have the name of my company is The Bitters Reality, but the EIN comes back Bitters Reality. So it takes
I got you. I got you.
So is there any other organization? Because I know banks, they don't take the form. Like if I'm trying to do like a DBA thing, like they take my state paperwork and do like a DBA county certificate. But is there any other organization or anything where that would cause an issue, I guess, other than just the fact I have an EIN?
Okay, so it could cause an issue down the line. I don't know exactly where, because all these different companies, they do this differently. Just like you said, at the EIN, they take off the, right? So all these different companies do this different. This is my suggestion. When I set up companies from the beginning, I make sure that the name is as simple as possible. A one-word or two-word thing without no dashes, commas, and all that, incorporated. Just so that you don't have no problems down the line, because these different entities are going to treat these names and characters differently, because you're going to have to go your Experian is going to have your name, and they deal with special characters differently. Dun & Bradstreet, the vendors, there's many different vendors out there, and they're going to deal with these differently. And they're going to go and check the Secretary of State, and they're going to match it up to exactly what the Secretary of State has. So that could cause a problem down the line. So that is like something to be conscious of, that down the line you might get refused something and then wonder, well, why did they decline me? Well, it could be because that name messed up, but it don't have to be that, right? So that's why I like to set up companies as simple as possible, so that we eliminate what could be a problem. And for you, that may be a problem down the line, okay? All right. So let's go forward with the business address. I hope I answered that question. You good with that?
Yep, thank you.
Okay, bet. So business address. These are the three, and the only three considerations for when selecting your business address. There's only three options, and this is in the order of importance. It must be a brick and mortar. Okay, so the brick and mortar is the first option, a storefront. You definitely need someplace where you can accept packages, okay? So not everybody can do the brick and mortar, right? Understood. So The second option is to have the virtual office address. There's many different companies in every single city all over the world that offer virtual office addresses for as low as $50. These companies also will offer you different other services, like when your mail comes in, they'll open up the mail, scan it, and then email it to you. Or they can offer you an office space at their location. When they give you an office space at their location, you have access to their break room, their meeting rooms, and their lobby, where they have a receptionist. It makes it look nice and professional. Got you all set up in a nice tall building and you're looking nice, all right? But for business credit, all you need is this $50, as low as $50 business virtual address, okay? The third and the last option is your home address. And the reason why the home address is the last resort is because creditors and lenders do not perceive home-based businesses as being credible. But they do this on a case-by-case basis, okay? So, for instance, let's say you're a hairstylist and you're doing hair from the crib, right? Well, maybe you could pay this bill, right? On the contrary, let's say you're a trucking company and maybe you can't keep all those trucks at the house. See, they just trying to make sure that you can pay the bill. They're trying to make sure that this makes sense to them, okay? And one thing to know is that on your Dun & Bradstreet credit report is a Google Maps picture of your business address. So they're looking right at your crib when they're trying to make this determination, whether or not to give you this account, all right? So that's important to know. But home-based businesses can be good, all right? Now, I have some clients that don't want to share their home address. They got their family at the house and they don't want to share their home address. So those clients, they usually get the virtual office address, okay? All right, you must have a deliverable physical address. You cannot use a PO box and you cannot use a UPS address. The reason why is on that application, on the address field, what they are doing is pulling up a database of all the PO boxes and all UPS addresses. If you come up on that list, then they can deny you and they don't have to tell you why. Okay, some lenders will not approve and fund unless this criteria is met. Okay, this is my go-to for virtual office address, Da Vinci Virtual Office Solutions. All right, you can go to /vendors and you can get explicit instructions on how to purchase the right item. Because you just can't use any virtual office company, because some virtual office companies will give hundreds of businesses the same exact address. That's a red flag for sure, okay? You don't want those virtual addresses that's gonna give the same address to a bunch of people, okay? You need your address to be unique to your business. So this company, Da Vinci, they fill out this form and they send it to the PO, to the post office, and it creates a unique address for your business. So your business address needs to come up, like, you know, when you Google your address and you're typing in Google an address and the complete address comes up before you finish typing, that's how your business address should be coming up, okay?
I have a quick
Okay,
question.
go ahead, run it.
So I've been using my home address for a while until I'm certified by the state to work out of a shared kitchen. So now I have two addresses or two locations, the home office and the kitchen. It's shared, so there's other people in there as well. I was about to ask, should I switch the kitchen to my primary headquarters? But you just said if it's got multiple people, it's kind of similar to this virtual thing where another company could have the same address as my address at the kitchen. So what do you suggest the order should be as far as like headquarters, kitchen, or do I probably just need to get a virtual office?
It's normal for a business to have more than one location, right? So you just make sure that you have a main address for your business, and that's what everybody sees. Okay, your main address. You get an application, you put in your main business address there.
Mhm.
When you are building your business credit, you use your main business address. Okay. And be careful when you ship to, using business credit, be careful shipping to that other address, because some vendors, if they report to Experian, it could cause a little trouble, right? But you have to be aware of that, okay? But in general, make sure you have a main business address, and that's what you use. Boom, this is your corporate office. That's what you want to be using, all right? That's the other location. The kitchen is just a satellite location. We're not using that when we're going on applications and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Sasha has a question. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, but that's primarily where I would ship things or ship equipment and stuff to that. That was the purpose of, or that's where I.
Right. So, right. In that instance, I would be looking at the vendor, whether or not I'm using this vendor for business credit and who are they reporting to. And then I'd figure out if this is going to be a problem.
Got it. Right. Okay. That makes sense.
All right. Okay. Sasha says, do we include apartment number also? Yes, you include apartment number. However, your business is listed at the Secretary of State. So if you're listing it, so a situation like this with an apartment, then what I do is say suite number instead of apartment number, right? At the Secretary of State. And then all my business stuff has suite number, okay? Did I answer that question? Miss Sasha?
Yes, thank you.
All right, bet. Okay, so if you go to this website /vendors, there's explicit instructions on how to order the correct product. There's a telephone number, there's a person's name to call, Mary, and you tell Mary this special instructions. All right, you see that? The special instructions is also on that page. All right, you have to tell her that so she knows what product to order for you. All right, to get this right from the beginning. You need to get this stuff right from the beginning. You see what I'm saying? Because this credibility stuff is the most important piece to all this business credit stuff, all right? Okay, this is something else that you need. And this is required too. You need a dedicated business phone number that is listed with 411 directory assistance. And this is not a step that you say, oh, I'm just gonna use my cell phone number and skip this. That's not gonna change anything. No, that's not correct. This will change everything as far as building business credit. This is one of the first things they're gonna check. I see there's a question there, I'm gonna get right to you, PT. All right, so you must have a dedicated business number listed with the 411 National Directory under business name. Lenders, vendors, creditors, and even insurance providers will verify that your business is listed with 411. A toll-free number will give your business credibility, but you must have a local business number for the listing with 411 directory assistance. So this is how it goes. The local number listed with 411 National Directory is required. The fax number and the toll-free number is not required, but this is how it goes. When the lenders on the application, they have a place to put your fax. They have a place to put your different telephone numbers, right? So when they check your local number and see that it is listed, they're gonna go check. And then they're gonna look that you have a fax number and that you have a toll-free number, and they're gonna say, wow, they're looking more like they can pay a bill. They're looking more credible. Now, I don't think that way. This is how the lenders think, okay? And the 800 number, that's deep, right? Because you don't even need 800 numbers now because the local, it's free to call long distance nowadays, right? But this is what they're looking at. You look more credible when you have a local number listed, a fax number, and an 800 number, okay? This is my go-to for getting your local telephone number. Freedom Voice, Vonage, Ring Central. Any one of these companies will do you fine, okay? But my go-to is Freedom Voice. The reason why is because they give you a local number for $9.95 per month, and they will list it for $3 a month. So I at least got to spend $13 a month, right? Now, they'll also give you a fax number and an 800 number for under $20 a month. So go ahead and get the kabang, the kaboozle, all right? Freedom Voice, that's how you do it. Boom. Fax number. Lenders perceive a credible business as one with a fax number. As a business, you will need to fax over some important information. You might have to receive some information by fax, okay? You can also set up an e-fax that goes directly to your email. You can do all of that. Okay, PT got a question. What kind of issues could arise from shipping to a different address with lenders reporting agencies? Okay, with Experian, with Dun & Bradstreet, you have a Dun & Bradstreet number. So they know exactly what file to send this report to. Experian, when they send a report to Experian, they're looking at the business name and the address. And the business name and the address that's sent to them creates a file. Okay, so if you got one business and a business address and you got a shipping going there, and then you have another ship to a different address, then that's going to create a whole different profile. This is one of the mistakes that I made from the beginning, where I was trying to figure out why this account did not hit Experian. It's because the vendor I particularly used, they used the shipping address as the billing address. And so they created a whole new credit profile. It took me months to figure this out, okay? And then it took me a few months to get it fixed, okay? So that's one of the benefits of using business credit coaches like Business Credit Builder, is that we can see from the beginning different errors and know how to correct them right away. Makes sense, bet. Okay, that's a good question though too, PT. Cool, bet that. Okay, websites. Not having a website will get you declined, okay? Not having a website will get you declined in these days and times. Lenders verify credibility by checking name, address, phone, fax, about us, and services and or products. So I've had that done right when I was on the telephone, when a company denied me and I called and asked them, yo, what's up? What's the deal with my app? And then the lady, she said, okay, let me check your website. She went to Google, typed in the business name, found my website, and skipped over my nice, pretty homepage and went straight to the contact page. And now they're looking at the contact page and they're making sure that the address, the business name, the telephone number is the same that you put on the application. Okay, they trying to catch you slipping right now. You see what I'm saying? They trying to catch you slipping. Okay, so having a website will get you declined. Make sure you get a website. All right. My company, MediaNet USA, we do websites starting at $350. And we have an all-inclusive package that includes domain registration, 12 months web hosting. We'll design the website for you. You get monthly free updates, unlimited email, expert customer service, and internet consultations, okay? The best value in the hosting industry, okay? So I'm just saying. So to talk about getting your website set up, schedule consult/consult. Boom. Email. It is important to get a company email address for your business. It is not only professional, but greatly helps your chances of getting the thumbs up from a credit provider. Setting up a business email address is just too easy and inexpensive. All right? Avoid using free email services like Yahoo and Hotmail. There's nothing worse than a credit provider seeing an email like party chick at Yahoo. So don't use that. Don't use the free emails. You need to use your business email address. So remember I said my client Jay, the free money dude, right? So every time he deals with a vendor, a lender, or somebody, he's going to use the email for that website. Every single time. That's what they want to see. They do not want to see you doing business from a free email account. That's a red flag. Denied, and they don't have to tell you why. Okay? So your email should be, it could be support@yourbusinessname.com, or it could be your name at yourbusiness.com, right? Okay. This is simple stuff, right? But it's good to understand how the lenders are thinking. All right? Boom. Bank account. Your business banking history is vital to your future success of being able to secure larger business loans. The date you open your business bank account is the day that lenders consider your business to have started. Right? Okay. Okay. Is that JT? No, that's Eric. Oh, that was Eric. I'm sorry. Let me go back. Eric had a question. Just to confirm, an app like StyleSeat or other scheduling links for beauty services would not be considered as a website. No, that is not a website. Your website needs to be yourbusinessname.com, right? Now, from your business website, you can have a link to your scheduler, right? I do that. I use Calendly for my scheduler, right? But I got a link on my website going to Calendly, okay? Okay, so boom. Is that it? I answered that question, right? Eric. All right, cool. All right, so. All right, bet. Okay, so back to the bank account, right? So once you got your EIN number and you have your certificate from the Secretary of State, then with those two items, you go to the bank and get a bank account. They're going to ask you for your ID, only to identify who you are. So even if you got an old bank account with this bank, right, and you done messed up with them, and you on check systems, you can still go in there and set up a business bank account, okay? Because with your business bank account, they can't come and take money out your business bank account because you personally owe something, okay? Your business is separate. Ken got a question with the email portion. is using Gmail a red flag to, like, if it's yes, that's a red flag. That's a free email service. Do not use a free email service to do business with a creditor. They want to see you do business from your business email. What about a business account in a different state or for tax purposes? A business account in a different state for tax purposes. I don't know what the tax purposes would be to go to a different state to get a bank account. I don't know the tax ramifications of that, but it don't matter where the bank is. It don't matter where the bank is, just as long as it's a business bank account. Okay. Boom. Shipping. For shipping. Yeah, where the bank is don't have any difference. Okay. Ken, is there a particular email provided that you can suggest we use that's not free? Well, when you get your website, your email should be included. But when you go to services of these big, large companies like GoDaddy, they will a la carte you all this stuff. So they're going to set you up your domain registration. They're going to set you up your web hosting. Then they're going to, and these are separate charges, okay? Web hosting. Then they're going to charge you for domain registration. Then they're going to charge you to build the website with their free, well, not so free, but their website builder, right? For $10 a month or something, right? And then you got your nice website all set up, and now you need to email somebody, and boom, they charge you almost $100 for one email address. My company gives you unlimited email, so your email should be coming to you included with your hosting service. When these companies start charging you extra for email, they try to get you, okay? I don't know how to say this politely. They just trying to gank you, okay? All right. All right, they trying to get at you, all right? All right, boom. Okay, another thing to know about this business bank account is the longer your business banking history, the better your borrowing potential can be. So don't get a bank that in 5 years, you're gonna change the bank. You want your bank to stay with you. Like when you start your business, you wanna have this bank account and it be with your business forever. That's how you need to think about this business bank account, because having the bank account the longest length is going to help you in the long run. Okay, not right now, but in the long run, when you try to get the big money loans for your business, when you're making big business moves, the longer your bank account is in existence, it's going to help you out. Okay, boom. Okay. Having a high bank account is essential to obtaining an excellent bank rating. See, now this is a whole nother topic here. Bank rating. This is a secret bank rating at the commercial banks. Okay? Having a good bank rating is essential to get approved for loans down the road. So, how it goes is this. I wouldn't even go and get an SBA loan or to a major bank, a commercial bank, and ask for a loan unless I had $10,000 in the bank for 90 days straight. 90 days straight, where the balance does not go under 10,000, all right? Then you have a low 5 bank rating. And your bank manager does not know what your bank rating is. See, the bank rating comes into play like this. When you go to the bank, you fill out an application for a loan. the bank manager takes your application and submits it to the underwriting department. At the underwriting department level is where they are looking at your bank rating to figure out whether or not they're going to give you this loan or not. That's one of the factors that they look at, what your bank rating is. All right. Licensing. One of the most common mistakes when building credit for your company is non-matching addresses, business addresses on your business licenses, right? Even worse than not having the license that you need to operate at all. So basically, most people got the license that they need to operate, but a lot of people slip up and still got an old address on their license. So when they check that license and it's a different address, they can deny you. They don't have to tell you why. All right. You will need to contact the state, county, and the city government office to see if there are any required licenses and permits to operate your type of business. State business filing listed correctly. Make sure the county license, all that stuff, the IRS listing, the city license, all right? Okay. Take time to verify that main agency, state, IRS, bank, 411 National Directory, have your business listed the same way and with your exact legal business name. Also take the time to ensure that every bill you have with your business name on it, power bill, phone bills, landlords, etc., has the business name listed correctly and comes to the business address. All righty? Okay. Now, before we go to the next step, does anybody have any questions on the first step? You see how long it took to do that first step? That's how important it is. Okay? Any questions? While y'all figure that out, I'm gonna run and go get this water real quick. The refrigerator is right here. Hold on. All right, I ain't take that long, did I? All right, sorry about that. Okay, no questions, right? Bet, let's move. The second step is to understand the importance of your business credit reports. Equifax, Experian, Dun & Bradstreet. These are the three major business credit reporting agencies, okay? Excuse me. Okay, business credit reports are offered by Experian, Dun & Bradstreet, and Equifax. You will first want to get a copy of your business credit reports to see what's being reported. So when you're getting these trade lines and you make this payment, right? And they're going to send this report to the business credit reporting agencies. You want to be able to pull your business credit reports so that you can make sure that these companies are reporting your trade lines accurately and timely. You got to check up on them because these companies, they're in the business for making that initial sale, right? So they don't put much effort and monies into after the sale transactions. So when you call them to say, hey, did y'all send in my trade line? The person that you're talking to probably don't even know what a trade line is. So then you have to talk to the credit department. Yo, the credit department, do y'all know when y'all send in my credit report, my trade line? The person at the credit department may not know either. So then you might have to talk to the credit manager. And then some of these companies use third-party companies to make these transmittals to the business credit reporting agencies. So they not worried whether or not your trade line got sent. They worried about whether or not you paid the money. That's it. So it ain't gonna be so easy tracking these things down. Okay, that's another reason why having a consultant like my company to help you do this and to help you track down these trade lines, because they do mess up. The trade lines do slip through the cracks and don't get sent, or they send them whenever they want to send them, or maybe it didn't get in this batch and maybe it's gonna get in the next batch, right? So you need to know, you need to be able to pull your credit reports and be like, yo, and check them, right? Straight up and down, you just gotta check them. Yo, where's my thing, you know? All right, pardon me, dear. I got carried away. Okay, so you can check to see whether or not your company has a report with the business credit reporting agencies by going to /reports. If you go to /reports, you'll see these 3 logos that are linked to a page on their respective websites where you can put your business name and address in and find out if they have a report for you or any company. This is free, all right? /reports. Okay, and this is the next step. Now we're gonna actually start, building some credit, okay? Now we're gonna get down to business. And this next step is not that easy, because now we have to find a few companies that's gonna give us credit when we have no credit, and they have to report my transactions. And this is hard to find because, for one thing, not that many companies are gonna give you credit when you got no credit. And only 10% of all companies in the United States even report to the business credit reporting agencies because they are under high guidelines and restrictions to even be able to report. So it's gonna be hard to find these companies that report and they'll give you credit when you have no credit. That's where we come in as well. All right, we help you out with that. We always keep a listing of good starter vendors. We got a staff at our corporate office. We have a staff that all they do is look for vendors that can go on our list of credible companies that you can start your business credit profile with. Okay, and this list changes because these companies, they change their requirements regularly. So my list that I have today is different than the list I had last year. Okay, all right. So a business credit report can be started much the same as a consumer report commonly is with small amounts of credit. The business can be approved for small credit amounts to help them build an initial credit profile. These types of initial cards in the business world are commonly referred to as vendor credit or net 30 accounts, which means they're going to give you a little credit. And when you buy something, you have 30 days to pay. Net 30, okay? A vendor line of credit is when a company extends a line of credit to your business on net 15, 30, 60, or 90-day terms. There's many different net terms, but the most common is net 30, okay? 30 days, boom. You can get products and services for your business needs and defer the payment on those for 30 days, thereby easing cash flow. So to help your business, you have a business, you have to do a job, you need some supplies to do a job. Now you don't have to go buy the supplies before you get the money for the job. You get these accounts, you get the supplies on credit, you do the work, you get paid and pay the bill off. And that eases your cash flow, right? And some vendors will approve your company for net 30 terms based upon a verification of as little as an EIN number and a 411 listing. Boom. I told you all about that already, right? I told you about that. EIN number, 411 listing. That's how we're going to get started. Here are some vendors who will approve you for initial credit, even when you have none now. Quill, Barnett, and Uline. These are good starter vendors. All right. Quill, Barnett, Uline. These are good starter vendors. Check that. All right. And when you get these accounts, you make sure you make sure who they report to, so that when you make the payment, you'll know what credit report to look at. Make sense? Okay. You see how this is coming together a little bit, right? Okay. Always apply first without your social. Okay, so for these net 30s, definitely do not put your social. For these starter vendors, definitely do not put your social on the application, all right? Some vendors will request it, and some will even tell you on the phone that they need to have it, but first submit without it. There's no law requiring that you put your social on a business application. There's no law, okay? Pay your net 30 accounts in full and on time. Oh, one more thing about the social on the application. If you have an application that has a place to put your social and there's no place to put your EIN number, you have the wrong application. You need the business application, okay? Okay, so pay your net 30 accounts in full and on time. You must be patient and allow time for the vendor reporting cycles to get into the reporting systems. It typically takes about 3 cycles, about 3 months to get your first, your credit profile set up. Okay, it takes about 3 months to do this, all right? Most merchants and major retailers do offer business credit, but they don't advertise. There are no benefit to the merchant to promote credit with no personal liability if the business owner is willing to take on that liability. So they don't promote their business cards and regularly ask for a social security number. So some vendors require an initial prepaid order before they can approve your business for terms. So some of them, if you don't have nothing on your credit report and you ask them for credit, they might say, okay, make a few transactions first, and then we're going to set you up with this net 30. They might do that, all right? So you need to have a total of at least 5 net 30-day pay accounts reporting, 5 starter vendors. That's what you need. That's the goal right now. Starter vendors, 5. That's why I got this card. You check out the card though, right? The card got the number 5 on it. And check out the smoke though, right? Check out the smoke. But check out his face. He's like, yo, I got credit and we rolling. All right. So that's the move. 5 starter vendors. Okay. This is the next step. Once you got 5 starter vendors on your credit report, not on the way to the credit report, it has to be on the credit report, which see how you got to be pulling your credit report. So you got to know what's on your credit report, all right? After 5 trade lines are established using vendor accounts, obtaining revolving accounts are the next step. This is where you want to be in the revolving account. This is where you want to be. Revolving accounts are cards a business owner can use and not be required to pay the full balance owed each month. They give you a minimum amount to pay, just like a credit card, right? Revolving account approvals will begin coming from stores. Store revolving credit must be obtained before the business owner gets Visa, MasterCard, American Express type cards. Okay? Most stores will not approve a business owner for business credit unless the owner has an established credit profile and services, just like in the consumer world. Vendor accounts must be used first to establish a profile and score, then store credit can be obtained. You see, this is a step-by-step process. Each step is needed for the next step. You cannot skip steps. It usually takes about 90 days or less to establish a score and profile with trade lines. Most major stores do offer business credit, including, so these are the revolving accounts that you can use. It gets easy now. Home Depot, Lowe's, Office Depot, Staples, Best Buy, Walmart, Sam's Club, Costco, Amazon, Dell, Apple, BP, Chevron, Racetrack, and there's a whole bunch of these. Okay, there's a whole bunch of these. See, some businesses, this is all they need is access to this to get some supplies and flip some jobs and get that money. You see? Once 10 accounts are on the credit. So 5 accounts was the first goal, and now we go into for 10 accounts. So we got the 5 starter vendors, and now we're going to get 5 more revolving accounts. Okay, approved amounts will be equivalent to the highest credit limits amounts on the business credit report. Try to at least have 10 accounts with at least one of them having a high limit of $10,000. You could do that. Okay, so the idea with business credit is to have a list of businesses reporting that you pay on time. This is my track record of paying on time, and you have total control over that. Okay, with personal credit, there's some stuff that you don't have control over. With business credit, you have total control over what your score is. Okay, so when you get these revolving accounts, you want to select one of them, at least one of them, and use it more often. And when they see that you have been making on-time payments, then you call and ask them to increase your limit. You're trying to get one of these revolving accounts with a high limit of $10,000. Because when you go to a business credit card and apply and they approve you, then they will match your highest revolving limit. Does that make sense? All right, that's key. Get the revolving accounts, at least get one of them as high as you can. Okay? It is essential to keep using the credit, keep applying for more, and talk with credit providers to raise credit limits. If you do this, business credit will keep growing until higher credit lines are obtained within 6 to 12 months. People ask me, well, how long does it take to build business credit? With our system, it takes about 12 months. Realistic, all right? Some people take less than 12 months, not that many. Most people take more than 12 months, all right? If you do it on your own, it's definitely gonna take you 18 or more months, okay? Now, some people are unique and have excelled in their administrative skills because that's all this is. You got to keep up with the paperwork. You get an invoice, you pay it on time, right? You got to keep up with the paperwork, right? Okay. Where would you go if you need money? So now that you got business credit, what do I do now? All right. What I'm going to do, okay, so 1 out of 5 businesses fail within their first 5 years. Within 15 years, 75% fail. This is per the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. Okay. Per the SBA, the two most common reasons for failure is management issues and insufficient capital. With money you can make more mistakes and fund your business instead of using your personal funds and profits to do so. Over 75% of business owners go to friends and family. Most also use personal assets, and almost all business owners use their personal credit to grow. This is a good point to know. Only 1.2% of all business loans are financed from the conventional banks, the SBA loans. So if you go to a commercial bank, what they're going to offer you to fund your business is an SBA loan, because they are guaranteed to get paid back for that SBA loan, even if you do not pay it. Okay. The other 90% come from alternative lenders. This is where most businesses get funding, alternative lenders. See, at a commercial bank, they got a whole bunch of different products that they can make money off of you from. But at alternative lenders, they specialize. They specialize and only sell one or two products. So it might be they only do term loans. It might be that they only do equipment loans. It might be they only do cash flow loans, okay? So these alternative companies, they specialize. They don't have a whole bunch of different stuff, okay? Funding a small business, don't bother with the banks, says Bloomberg in 2014. Okay, we're gonna skip over that. Okay, 3 ways to get funding that your bank won't tell you about, and we're gonna get out of here shortly. I'm gonna tell you this story about Jay, but I'm gonna tell you, I need to tell you some more information, all right? This is 3 ways to get funding that your bank won't tell you about, and I tell you this so that you can have an idea of how to think about getting funding for your business, all right? You may qualify for this, you may not qualify for it, but don't worry about that, all right? This is for informational purposes, okay? And I'm gonna breeze through this stuff, right? Because I'm out of time. Okay, here we go. Cash flow financing. Okay, I'm gonna give you the quick rundown on cash flow financing. Cash flow financing is the most popular type of finance of alternative funding today. This is what you need to qualify for cash flow funding. You need to be in business already. Basically, because you need to have $10,000 in deposits each month. If you have $10,000 in deposits each month for your business, you qualify just like that. You don't even need credit. You need to be credible, right? But just having cash flow can get you money. But this is for businesses that are in a bind. It's not for every business. It's if this business is in a bind, and every business gets into a bind, every business, okay? They might need to pay their payroll Friday. They might have a piece of equipment that went down and they need to replace it like right now, right? This is how they do it. This is the most popular one, cash flow financing. Just have $10,000 in deposits. So all they need is 3 to 6 months bank statements and you qualify, boom, just like that. Here goes collateral-based financing. Collateral-based financing can be obtained if you have some type of viable collateral to offset what you are borrowing. Even as a startup with bad credit, you can secure collateral financing if you have collateral. Here goes some examples of collateral funding. Accounts receivable is also known as factoring. So my client Jay with the freight company, right? I'm back on Jay, the free money guy, right? So Jay uses accounts receivable. He uses factoring to fund his freight businesses. So with factoring, this is what happens. He's a freight business, right? So he has a truck and the truck's gonna make a delivery and he's gonna invoice to get paid for that delivery. Well, it takes him about 30 days to get that money. And in the meantime, he still got to pay for his truck and he still got to pay his truck drivers. So with factoring, he batches and sells his invoices and gets paid the next day. Okay, it's not for everybody. Purchase orders. That's for if you have a government contract. If you got a government contract, your government contract is like straight cash money. If you go to the right alternative lender, your government contract don't mean jack at the commercial bank, but at an alternative lender, that's straight money to them because they know that that check is going to get cash. So if you go into an alternative lender and say, I got a government contract, I need to buy this piece of equipment so I can execute this government contract, that's money in the bank. Stocks, bonds, 401ks. You can get money. You can get a business loan if you have any one of these, stocks, bonds, 401ks. And it does not affect the value of these type of investments. Revenue lending is like cash flow lending. If you have $100,000 in inventory and equipment or equipment, then you can get a business loan. If you have equity in your home, you can get a business loan. If you're an insurance agent, they have what they call the book of business, which is their list of clients. That's potential revenue to a lender, okay? You can get a business loan with your book of business. Okay, this is the third one, unsecured credit. This is for if you have good personal credit. So unsecured base credit financing is a great way to get money for your business if you have good credit, good personal credit, or know a guarantor that does. So you don't have to have the credit yourself. If you have a guarantor, then we're going to set you up and get it done. You can secure up to 5 times your highest revolving limit account. So what they do here is you need to have a 680 or above FICO score. And then what they do is look at your credit, your personal credit. They look at your highest revolving credit line, right? And they match that 5 times on 5 credit cards, all at the same time. So if you do this on your own, you'll apply for the first one and get approved, but then you might not get the others, right? So with us, we have a systematic process that we apply for these all at the same time, and the other ones don't see the other inquiries. You see? So this process takes 3 weeks to complete, and you can get up to $150,000. Not bad for a startup business, okay? So this can be used for a startup business if you have good credit or know someone that does, okay? Rates usually are 0% for up to 6 to 18 months. This is no doubt funding, so even startups can qualify. Accounts report to the business credit reporting agencies, okay? You can also apply for private money. So with my company, we're like a broker, and we already have existing relationship with hundreds of legitimate lenders, and we have access to private money, venture capital and equity financing. That's like Shark Tank. We have access to crowdfunding. You can even get specialized funding to buy equipment, signs, and vehicle wraps, okay? So check this out, right? Specialized funding to buy equipment. So back to my client, Jay, right? I found out when I was seeing those $250,000 hit the bank every time I did a website, what he was actually doing was getting equipment loans to buy trucks, okay? Equipment loans to buy trucks. But this is how he did it. This is the free money part, all right? This is how he got free money. So this is what he does. He's a freight company. So he has a freight company set up and he has another company set up. It's a truck sales company. Okay. So now his freight company needs to buy some trucks. So he goes to the alternative lender and gets approved to buy trucks. When he gets approved, the lender cuts a check to the truck sales company, which is his own company. You see that, right? So now he just got a check cut to himself, right? So he don't have to buy the trucks now. He figured that out. He figured out that if you hold this and don't buy the truck in 30 days, it turns into automatically a loan. But Jay did not even pay that loan because these companies were not even in his name. And when they do default, they only come for the assets of the companies, which already had no assets. Okay? So you see, do you see this? It's like he's just getting $250,000 for free, for real, and don't pay a lick of it back. This is just free money for him. Now, this is all legal how he did this, right? But it's not like moral. Okay? So when I was finding out about this, I was like, wow. I mean, I just want to get money so I can enhance my business. I don't need to go and finagle this money, you know, and I'm not in it for that. And that's why I teach these classes, so I can teach you the real way to do it. And this is how I found out that business credit actually does work, okay? He was taking advantage of the system. I don't want to take advantage of the system. I have morals. I was raised with values, right? But some will go ahead and do this, right? And it can be done because business credit is real. Hashtag business credit is real. You can do it, all right? I don't suggest and I don't teach how to do that. I brought this up so that you can see that business credit is real. You can get money for your business with business credit, okay? What do we have here? Somebody put a whole bunch of stuff in here. What's this, Lucky? What the deal, Lucky? You spamming the room? What? Okay, what's this? Corporate net to organize your, what is this, man? Corporate net to organize, incorporate a business. QuickBooks to organize financials. Legal Shield. Man, why are you in here doing this, man? I don't like that. Business credit builders or business or credit suite. Two giants in the business. Oh, okay. Now you're making sense. Does anybody got any questions so far? Business credit builders or credit suite. So Credit Suite is my parent company, right? I'm like a franchise. I'm a partner. And that's why I'm able to give you good prices on these products. If you go to Credit Suite, they're going to give you the main price. But because I'm a franchise, I can give you the hookup. Okay. All right, that was some good information there, though, Lucky. But you know, I ain't with the spamming. All right, Joe. All right, so where are we? Let's get out of here. Okay, how to easily get business credit and financing all in one place. And I told you all the free way, the free money way. All right. All right, this is how you do it. All right, Lucky, you good, man. All right, so check this out. On my website, businesscreditbuilder.us, there are testimonials at the bottom of each page. Check it out. This is Brian. He's from New Jersey. And you can check out a few people that are my clients, and they tell you how my product helped them get money and how easy it is. It's the easiest and the fastest way to get money and credit to build and grow your business. It's a simple solution. The Business Credit Builder. You get credit for your business, not linked to your social security number, through the top selling business credit system. The system that I'm selling is the top selling system in the United States for building business credit. This is no fluke, all right? You get access to funding to grow your business, to start, build, and grow. Our cutting edge technology helps you meet credibility requirements before you apply. You get access to discounted business credit reports. You get the free DUNS number. We have the largest supplier of starter vendors to start your business credit. Massive selection of revolving store credit with underwriting guidelines, hard to find cash credit sources. No personal credit check or guarantee is required. You get access to the cash flow, collateral based, unsecured, private money, alternative SBA, venture capital. Our most popular product is our $150,000 credit lines when you have good credit. The unsecured, we also call it the hybrid account, the hybrid, all right? Hybrid finance, okay? Now, all of my clients that get the core package get their own personal control panel, which is custom to your business, okay? It looks something like this. You get, okay, see all these buttons on the left, that's like for my reseller account, but you'll get this button down here that says, build my business credit. And when you go in there, you'll get your course content, right? So we're gonna take you every single step through building your business credit. One of the first steps is the business credibility. It's credibility, right? So when you go in there and you will set up your name and all that stuff, right? Business name, your business address, and on each step that we have here, there will be instructions on how to get each step done, right? There will be a video that will explain how to get this step done. And if you still can't figure it out, then we have an advisory team that you can call or email and get this step done, okay? So it's not like you're doing this alone. You're gonna have somebody right there that's an expert and help you move forward with the most efficiency that you can, okay? Now, when we get to the vendors, we build vendors in 4 tiers of vendors. So each tier will give you about 15 vendors, and we'll tell you, pick 3 of these vendors. So this is what it looks like when we give you the vendors. So this one is for racetrack. They report to Dun & Bradstreet. So we give you all the information you need to know before you apply. So if you do this on your own, it'll be a different story, okay? So they report to Dun & Bradstreet. They're a revolving account. We give you their telephone number, their fax number, a description of what they sell, and we tell you how to get qualified. To qualify for a racetrack, you need an EIN number, a DUNS number, a payday score of 78 or above. They prefer you be in business 3 years. You need to have a business entity, and you need to have your phone listed with the 411 National Directory. Boom. I already told you how to do that. So you know when to apply for this company, you know when not to, okay? Now, this is one of my clients, Christine. Christine is not the normal client. She's a stay-at-home mom. Her husband is a truck driver, and she got all of these approvals in 6 months without using her social security number. Sprint 2,000, Amazon 4,500, Tractor Supply 5,000, Exxon 5,000, Fuelman Fleet 6,000, BJ 7,000, BP 8,000, Lowe's 10,000, Apple 12,500, Shell 15,000. This list is over $250,000. Okay, and you can do it too. She did this without using her social security number within 6 months. Not everybody can do that though. I just want to say that. Not everybody can do what Christine did. All right. Okay, why the business credit builder is perfect for you. You have your business credit advisor who offers concierge service for 12 months that'll help you build your business credit. You have your own finance officer for 5 years to help you get the best financing for your business. All right, here's a quick summary and we're going to get out of here. Your business finance suite control panel. You get your discounted business credit reports. Oh, I didn't tell you about the credit reports. See, those credit reports, remember I told you about Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, Equifax. All 3 of these will charge you about $100 per month to get your business credit reports. When you use Business Credit Builder, we charge you $25 per month to get all 3. So we save you a little bit of money, okay? You get your free DUNS number, free Experian Smart Business Access, largest supplier of starter vendors, massive selection of revolving store credit, hard to find cash credit cards, access to cash flow, collateral-based, unsecured, and private money sources. It'll typically take you 18 to 24 months, but when you do it with us, it'll take you about 12 months, but everybody does this at a different pace. We save you time. I offer 2 packages, the core package and the business credit building program, okay? So the difference is the core package, you get your own control panel. In the business credit building program, you get one-on-one consultation with me for 1 year, okay? So get started today. As part of this seminar, you can get started with a huge discount on our premier enrollment plan. This usually retails for $4,400. My price is only $29.95, okay? You can make a deposit of $1,500. Now, I got one certificate from corporate that can give me one client $500 off. So one person in here can get this at a discount at $24.95. What you would do is pay $1,500 down, or you can make a single payment of $22.50. Okay? Now, this is first come, first serve on this one $500 discount, okay, that I got from corporate to give you $500 off, okay? So schedule your consult right away or call me when we hang up from this webinar, okay? All right, now the next package is the Business Credit Building Program, and this is a personal one-on-one consultation for 1 year with me. This retails for $2,500. My price is $995. You can start today with a $400 down payment and make 3 payments of $195. Today you can make a single payment of $725 and save you $275. Guess what? That's a typo. That's supposed to be $750. But if you sign up now, I'll honor that $725. That's a typo. See, you're still getting discounts. All right. See, bust that. Now, let's say you can't afford none of that. I still got ebooks that you can get. All right. So you go to /ebooks and check out my ebooks. Vendors to Build Business Credit, NAB's Business Credit Decoded. That's a 120-page book. And we have NAB's Perfect Credit. All right. The vendor's book is only $50. And these other books are only $10. So if you can't afford that other stuff, get the ebook, all right, and study up. I also got a whole bunch of stuff on my blog, all right, the blog, all right, /blog, and check out all my social medias. The YouTube is off the chain, okay? Now, schedule your consultation today by going to businesscreditbuilder.us/consult. And let's get you started and stop procrastinating on getting your business credit and get it popping. All right. There goes my contact information. Once again, you can call me, email me, whatever, but the preferred method of setting up a dedicated meeting with me is schedule a free business credit consultation. Do not forget to get your free guide on how to build business credit. Do we have any questions at this time? And has this been useful? Did I waste my time with y'all? Okay.
No, the class was great.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Who's that?
Sasha.
All right, Sasha. You got a question for me?
I have a question about an EIN. In this case, I already have an EIN number attached to my old business name, but I would like to change it to the new one that I came up with. Is that possible?
Well, you would just create a new business EIN number.
Okay. Start all over.
Yeah. So that EIN number you got is dedicated to that old business.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have a new business, you register that name and you get an EIN number and attach it to that business.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep, you don't want to cross over that information. That's a whole bunch of red flags down the line.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much.
No problem, Sasha. Thank you very much for asking your question. Anybody else? Was this useful to anybody else? It's not useful to everybody. Sometimes a lot of people already know most of this stuff because this ain't stuff that is like hidden. This is like readily available information. I'm not saying ain't nobody else know this stuff. This is readily available information. The reason why we don't know it, and I never knew it until just a few years ago. And I went to Morehouse for accounting and I never knew about business credit. Because when you go to school, they teach you how to get a job. They don't teach you how to start a business. Okay? Anybody else ain't got any questions? Was this useful to anybody? Was it good? Not what? What? Tell me something. Talk to me. What? Before we get out of here. All right, everybody. Thank y'all for coming. Yeah, that's about it. Anybody got any questions? Any comments? What? Thank you, Miriam. Thank you very much, Miriam. Yeah, we hope that this is useful information that we come out here and provide. Sasha says very much needed. I told people to stop calling in class. Thanks, thanks for the knowledge. Word up. Miss Muriel, what is your question about e-commerce? You can open up your mic or you can type it out.
Yes, I mean, you don't have the address, brick and mortar, everything is online. And you know,
Address for what?
no, I mean, for the e-commerce, I was seeing what you were saying about the address that you need. For now, I'm using my home address because I do everything online.
I'm confused. What's your question? E-commerce.
I mean, e-commerce
is about how you buy and sell stuff online.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, it's difficult to get credit for that if the address, you don't have a physical store.
You got your home address, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you set up your home address for your main business address, and you
Yes.
have an office in your home.
Mm-hmm.
That's logical.
Yes.
Yeah. So for doing e-commerce, you can set up your business and sell stuff on Amazon and have a business.
Yes, I know.
And you can get business credit to buy the items that you sell.
Okay.
So that you do not have to go and buy the items and then you sell it to get your money back. You can go and get accounts on credit and get your stuff that you're going to sell on credit and get the money first and then pay the bill. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. You can do that with business credit. So for you, you sell stuff online.
Yes.
Right. So the products that you sell, you can buy that stuff on credit.
Mm-hmm.
And that way, easing up cash flow.
Okay.
And using my formula, I taught you all the steps already. So using my service will just smooth out the process, will help you along the way so that you just go streamlining. So if you do this on your own, there's going to be stops. There's going to be places where you get stumbled. There's going to be errors that you're going to have to figure out that there's an error and then figure out how to fix the error. And that's where we help you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Let's see, Sasha. Brianna, great class. Some things I knew, but others I didn't. Thank you very much. Thank you, Miss Harris, Brianna Harris. Thank you. Anybody else got any questions, anything before we end out? I'm like 30 minutes over the time that's been done. Antoinette, got a question?
Hi. Yes, thank you for everything. Very knowledgeable, very good presentation. I was just wondering, do you also, when it comes to like non-for-profits, do you kind of like help when it comes to building credit? I've had my non-for-profit for over probably like about maybe about 9 to 10 years. I've always pretty much paid for things in cash. So because I always didn't want to do anything in debt. So as far as like I do have like over 10 grand in my account. I do have my personal credit. I have excellent credit. So I just don't know if I should think about, because of the pandemic, it kind of makes me wonder if I should start trying to get a credit line or something like that. I'm just wondering about.
Oh yeah. Business credit can definitely help nonprofits too, because nonprofits are in it for business, even though they're providing a service, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in order to provide this service, you got to get money to provide the service.
But what I do is that I have books. I sell my books, and I do speaking engagements.
Okay, well, you still have a business. So any business, even, that's for profit stuff, it sounds like to me. But any business can get business credit. And so a nonprofit is a for-profit first, and then they apply for the ability to not pay taxes. Okay, so they're first their business. Okay. Did I answer that question?
Yes. So okay, I just want to know. So I'll be yes. Thank you.
Yeah, I could definitely help you. Get those expenses you can defer till later. All right. Well, thank you everybody for coming. We're gonna go ahead and end this. I'm way over the time, but we're gonna post this on YouTube. And if you are looking at this on YouTube, make sure you go to my YouTube, you subscribe to the channel, you like the videos, and you comment in the videos. That'll help us out greatly. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good day and a better weekend. Check out my schedule on webinars. We got some new topics coming up. So check it out. Thank everybody for coming. Talk to y'all later. Peace.